What's good, everybody? The voice of the WGC back in the building. Now, we have an exclusive interview brought to you by Matt Black of WrestleZone. He is going to be interviewing Brian Williams, who is one of the most well-known, if not the most well-known developer of WWE games. I believe he's been on the team since SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. So yeah, he's been around. And also the creative director, Lionel Jinx. Let's see what they have to say about the upcoming title, WWE 2K24. Let's react.
Hey everyone, this is Matt Black from WrestleZone.com, and I am here to talk to you about WWE 2K24 with Brian Williams and Lionel Jinx of 2K. Guys, how you doing today?
Good. How's it going?
Doing good, Matt. Doing very good.
I'm glad to hear it. First things first, the new showcase of the Immortals, 40 years of WrestleMania, kind of revisiting the story mode from WWE 2K14. Could you talk about the process of the decision to go back to that story mode 10 years later, and what different things are you planning to do in this as comparable to what you guys did in 2K14?
Yeah, it's a huge milestone, right? 40 years of WrestleMania. For us, it was a no-brainer, right? When you think about like the amount of matches that we probably didn't feature in 2K14 or the matches that have taken place since. And now with our slingshot tech and doing that transition, that smooth as butter transition with the slingshot tech from gameplay to
that is not mere fuel for content creators. If you don't know what the slingshot tech is, basically, instead of them doing the cutscenes themselves, what they're going to be doing is grabbing the actual footage from the WWE program and placing it in the video game, whether it's SmackDown, Raw, NXT, ECW, or any pay-per-view. They're going to literally be ripping it from the show, the live show, and placing it in the game. So beware, content creators, because a strike could be heading your way.
to live action footage and telling that, the stories that the only WWE can tell, would really make this mode feel special, and trying to painstakingly, match all of the details from the characters to the animation to the environment to the lighting and the effects that you see on screen is extremely challenging for us, right? And I'm amazed at what we're able to pull off, and some of the match types that or matches that we've chosen this year, and some of the superstars that we're featuring is just it's unlike anything we've ever done.
In terms of the actual gameplay itself, I read that there's improvements to gameplay this year. And when we compare back to 2K14, I can't speak for everybody, but me personally, I thought 2K14 was some of the most fun gameplay to play of a WWE game, like between the ropes. When the bell rang, I was having a blast playing matches in 2K14. What have you guys done now 10 years later? What kind of improvements are you shifting to the gameplay this year to make it different than what people experienced in 2K23?
Oh, brother, let me count the ways, Matt. Let me count the ways. So, I mean, as I'm sure you've seen from the press release, we've added 4 new match types, 2 match types that were in the franchise previously and are coming back in the special guest referee match and gauntlet. And we also have 2, match types making their franchise debut in the ambulance and casket. All 4 are tremendous. I know that fans have been requesting the special guest referee. I'm sure you've probably heard it on your socials. And so we are very excited and happy to bring that match back to the fans. We listen to the fans. Sometimes, maybe we don't get to them, or they're
Oh yeah, B-Will. We know you specifically. We know you listen to the fans. Yeah, we know that. B-Will, stay tapped in, man. Appreciate you.
Their needs and their wants as quickly as they would like, but we do listen. And when we get there, we make sure that when we deliver, we deliver strong, and we have done that this year with the special guest referee. I'm sure you remember playing, speaking of 2K14, that match type was in 2K14, and I think One of the most obvious differences you'll notice in this year's iteration of the match type is that when you select that ref, you know, whether it's Cody Rhodes or Bianca Belair, and you launch into the match type, that special guest ref will automatically be outfitted in referee attire, letting there be no mistaking who is.
Okay, so that's a W. You heard that, chat? What B Will is basically saying is you don't have to go to CC and find a referee outfit. You don't gotta find a referee shirt and all that, yada yada yada. What he is saying is no matter who you pick, the referee outfit will automatically be on there when the match starts. That's a W. You're saving us some time. That's a massive W.
Officiating this match. And that's not to say to go along with all the functionalities inherent of being the ref, of counting pins, rope checks, you know, ring out counts, all those things you know, players will have, you know, the freedom to enforce or not enforce as they, you know, see fit. So I think.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you look at me the wrong way, if you bump into me, if you get too close to me, if you get a weapon and you walk towards me, if you're focused on your opponent and then you shift directions and you're targeting me all of a sudden, if I'm trying to move away and you're getting closer to me, you leave me no choice. I'm the referee here, sir, ma'am. So if I lose my cool and I RKO your ass and you get a 1, 2, 3, hey, it is what it is. If I count 1 and I leave my hand up in the air and start doing the nay-nay and I wait a full hour till I count to 2, then so be it. You shouldn't have been talking shit. You shouldn't have been fucking around. You better be on your best behavior when I'm your referee. Let me stop playing.
Fans are really going to have a blast with the return of the special guest ref. Some of the other things that I think fans are going to geek out about are, you know, we have, you know, brought back throwable weapons, which is something that hasn't been the franchise.
That's another W right there. I talked about this. We've been talking about this for years on Unsation TV, man. The OGs know how much we wanted y'all to bring back the ability to throw weapons, man. Massive W.
Since SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. This year, any object that you're holding, with the exception of 1, can be thrown at your opponent, basically upending what hardcore and
Wait. What do you mean the exception? The exception of 1? So you can throw any weapon you want with the exception of 1? Let me take a guess at what this weapon is. I'm guessing either it's gonna be a ladder, a table, or steel steps. I'm guessing it's one of these 3 weapons. I don't even think were you able to grab the steps in 2K23? Yeah, I gotta find out what this weapon is. I have to find out what this weapon is on day 1. If I don't find it, somebody else is gonna find it. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find it, or one of the content creators. Yo. If anybody's going to that event at the Royal Rumble, that exclusive content creator event, that Next Maker event, hey, why don't you try to find this weapon? I gotta know. I have to know.
No DQ matches have been, you know, having to, especially in a multi-person situation. If someone's got a weapon, you've got to, you know, not only watch out for the handheld strike, but you know, the fact that certain objects can be hurled your way, and of course, you'll be able to duck, dodge, and in some cases even catch thrown weapons. So It's been
Okay. So you'll be able to duck and you will be able to catch the weapon. But how often will you be able to catch the weapon? That's my question. How often will you be able to catch the weapon? Like, does your timing have to be elite, or can you get it every single time? Like, are we gonna be able to play hot potato with the steel chair? Like, all this could make for great content. All this can make for great content.
fun. I mean, just us testing it on the gameplay side, it's been a blast, and I think fans are really going to gravitate to that. We have something that's brand new this year is we've added super finishers.
Okay.
And this is really exciting. So the super finisher is something that certain superstars on a roster will have by default. But any character that you create or edit, you can freely add a super finisher to anybody's moveset. Characters can hold up to 2. And the super finisher is that, that coup de grace. It's that the coup de grace. It is the move that, when used, should effectively put that person down for the count. Cody Rhodes, for example, we've talked about him. His super finish is his Crossroads Trinity, where he basically.
Oh, whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, did you just hear what he just said? So basically, a super finisher is a finisher on steroids. Cody Rhodes' finisher will be the triple crossroads. That means he's going to crossroads you once, pick you back up, crossroads you a second time, pick you back up, and then crossroads you a third time, and then go for the pin. 3 crossroads in one motion. Woo! I wonder what the pin bar is going to look like after getting hit with that shit. Oh, man.
Performs the crossroads 3 times in succession. He usually only busts it out in the big matches, and so in the game, he'll have that assigned as the super finish. And the way they work is that if you have 3 stored finisher stock, your super finisher becomes enabled. And when you hit it, I think this is the cool and important thing too, because we really want to emphasize the super and the super finisher, is that if you use this on an opponent who has resiliency, it is so super and so powerful, Matt, that it'll temporarily knock out that character's use of resiliency for a temporary period of time.
Oh, whoa. Did y'all just hear that, chat? If you get hit with a super finisher, your resiliency could potentially be temporarily disabled. Oh man, that is tough. Y'all better get your kickout skills ready. I'm telling you, you better get your kickout skills ready for 24.
Because again, we really want to emphasize the power of these moves.
And then visually, like we accompany that with like some cool effects and like audio, like there's like even the HUD, like it lights up with like electricity, like when you have a super finisher and when you hit it, like there's no missing it.
Yeah. We've added some new paybacks too. We have 6 new paybacks that we've added this year. 2 that are going to be unlocked through MyRise, and I won't.
Oh man, so yeah, this is gonna depend on what the paybacks are. If I don't really care about the paybacks, then I might just go ahead and skip MyRise. But if these are like OP paybacks, then hey, MyRise it is. Let's get it. So you heard that, ladies and gentlemen. 6 new paybacks. I'm curious what these paybacks will be. I really am.
We'll say what those paybacks are, but when you do unlock them, you'll then be able to use them throughout all areas of the game. And just one of the.
Okay, you heard that too. You heard what he just said. These paybacks are not limited to MyRise. So once you unlock them in MyRise, you will be able to take them to exhibition or online. That's a W.
Paybacks that we added, in particular, something that I really like. It's not the most powerful one, to be sure, but I'm a character guy, right? It's called Freeze. And what it is that the character who has Freeze can either perform a cowardly, kind of chicken-esque, begging off motion, or conversely, it can be a motion that is, something you use to intimidate an opponent. And when you use it, it basically forces that, your opponent. It forces them to stop in their track. So if you remember, Eddie Guerrero.
Oh man, did y'all just hear that, chat? So basically, what B Will is saying that there was a new payback called Freeze, and what this payback does is it temporarily stops your opponent in their tracks. You remember how Eddie Guerrero would play possum and stuff and, beg on his knees like, please, please, please. Good times, man. Rest in peace. Viva la raza forever, man. But how he would beg on his knees and the opponent would just be so confused. They would just be stuck there like, what the hell is going on? So yeah, I'm guessing that, hey, the opponent will be temporarily stuck. He'll be caught up in a moment. But I'm curious, how long is this gonna last? Are we talking about 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds? Like, how long is this gonna last? Because this may seem cool offline, but for those of you who play online, you know that this shit can definitely and will definitely be abused like fuck. I'm not talking to offline players now. I'm talking exclusively to my online players. Just the name itself, Freeze, is giving me trauma. This shit is giving me PTSD. I need to see this payback in action, okay? Cause man, online, it's a whole different ball game. It is a whole different ball game. My online peeps know what I'm talking about.
Back in the day would sometimes get on his hands and knees and kind of beg off from his opponent, and they kind of look at him like, look at this guy. Well, you can use Freeze to do that in the game, and it gives you a chance for a free hit, because like I said, it forces a running opponent, someone advancing towards you, to just automatically stop. So I really dig that, because just outside of its gameplay functions, I think just visually it just adds that much more character to the superstar that's using it. So
see, visually, I go with the fireball, because
and the fireball, yeah, fireball
tight.
is another payback that's new this year.
What the fuck? Is this Dragon Ball Z meets WWE 2K meets Naruto? Did I just hear fireball? Am I gonna be able to go into a goddamn match? Fireball Jutsu! Wait. I know I didn't just hear that, man. I know I did not just hear that. Let me go ahead and clean my ears a bit. What did I just hear?
And the fireball, yeah. Fireball is
Fireball. Okay, let's hear about this fireball, shall we?
another payback that's new this year. It's a staple in pro wrestling, and it has been for a long time. So when we added that this year. Iron Jaw, which is a payback that you can use to eliminate your stun. Like if your character's stun meter is full, Iron Jaw can be used to clear it.
Okay. So the stun meter is officially back. We have confirmation on that now. The stun meter is officially back. But there is a payback called Iron Jaw, which you can eliminate your stun. Okay. I like the sound of that. You see, this is why I fuck with B Will. He just, he's always tapped in with the community, and he likes to get to the bottom of things. He likes to find solutions. Because me and numerous others in the community, we hate that fucking stun meter. Those y'all out there, oh, it's not a big deal. That shit is a big deal. It definitely is. Play me one-on-one online, and I'll show you how much of a big deal it is. I will make you hate that fucking stun meter. I'll show you why it's a big deal. It's definitely a big deal, buddy. It's definitely a big deal. But I'm happy that they finally found a solution for it. So you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. There is a payback called Iron Jaw that can eliminate your your stun meter. That's great news. That is great news.
allowing you to continue reversing attacks. Yeah, just a whole bunch of really cool things that we've added to the game. Big, small, quality of life improvements that I think the fans are really going to be pleased with. That's my hope, at least.
You did mention about the ability to throw weapons this year, and as you said, we haven't seen that since SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. The weapon system kind of got wonky in WWE 12, and it really never got fixed. So just the ability of being able to throw weapons this year, that tells me that weapon interactions and collisions and all that now in 2K24 are way better than we've seen them in the WWE Games franchise in many years now.
You would be correct, sir. Adding the ability to throw weapons basically meant somewhat of a refactor of the whole weapon system. And so along with that work, yeah, the engineers, the designers, they definitely went through and they kind of rejiggered, reconfigured how weapons work and interact in the game. So I think you'll immediately notice a difference when you get your hands on 2K24 and you start throwing kendo sticks and chairs and and ladders at your opponents. I mean, the hit reactions are
okay. So that crosses out one weapon. It's not the ladder. Okay, it's not the ladder. So you can throw a ladder. So that means it's down to the table or down to steel steps.
Are great. I mean, honestly, when somebody, throwing a water bottle and having it, beam an opponent upside the head when they're not looking, it never gets old. It's great. I think fans, I expect to see a lot of cool videos on social of characters getting hit and tagged with throwing weapons.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say that too. If I'm your special guest referee, not only will I maybe think about hitting a finisher on your ass, but if you want to get smart, if you want to get snappy, if you want to look at me the wrong way and think that I won't get active, oh, yeah, we could play that game. All right. You want to get a kendo stick beamed at your damn dome? How does that sound? How does that sound? You want a steel chair thrown at the back of your head? How does that sound? How does that sound? You want a ladder right into your rib cage? How does that sound? I'm trying to tell y'all, if I am your special guest referee, you better be on your best behavior. Don't fuck around.
Like I said,
or trying to catch him.
Yeah. I don't think fans will be disappointed. It's a great new addition to the game.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I know MyFaction's returning this year. I would say the biggest complaint people have about this mode is throughout the year you guys introduce all these great new alternate character models for wrestlers already in the game, but they're locked to that mode. Has there been anything done this year to allow these alternate models that you unlock in MyFaction to be used in other modes of 2K24, or are they still...
Okay, here is the golden question. See, content creators like us, these are the type of interviews that I fuck with. I fuck with individuals that really get down to the nitty-gritty, that really ask these hard-hitting questions. Okay? They really like to pick the brain of who they're interviewing. They don't just go for these simplistic ass questions. Oh, so is the game going to be fun? No. Let's ask the hard-hitting questions. Let's ask the questions that the fans have been wanting to know. And this is a great question because MyFaction, the main problem with that is that they kept locking items behind this damn game mode. If you like MyFaction, that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. But the problem with 2K22 and 2K23 was the fact that items were locked behind this game mode and you cannot take these items anywhere else. That was the problem. So let's see if they change things up in 2K24. Let's see.
Still locked into my faction.
I don't know if people actually want that, Matt. Now I'm playing.
All right, Lionel Jinx, don't. Hey, all right, Lionel Jinx, don't be fucking around. Don't be fucking around. This is an important subject here. Don't be joking around.
We haven't announced anything yet, but let's just say that we hope to, please people with a future announcement. So just
awesome.
Stay tuned.
Perfect.
And
yeah.
Obviously my GM coming back.
What do you mean by that, though? What do you mean by that, though? A future announcement. What do you mean by that? Is it a yes or a no? Are items still locked behind MyFaction exclusively, or will you be able to take them somewhere else? What's the word? That wasn't that wasn't a good response, my boy Lionel. That wasn't the best response. You kind of looked off to the side a little bit there, like nah. It's either a yes or a no.
I know you guys should continue to improve on that every year. One of my major things that I want, and I'm sure a lot of other people do too, I want the ability to play my GM online. I want to be able to just play with my friend and just go back and forth and ruin their shows and just do things and just have fun with it.
And we talked about this a million times on Unsation TV. We talked about this a million times. We've been talking about this for years. We talked about this on the podcast too. Like, imagine setting up a show, everything's going completely smooth, and then your buddy hops online and invades that shit and challenges you to a championship match at the next pay-per-view. That'll be dope, man. But hey, a man can dream. Online MyGM, that'll probably be what gets me back into that offline scene heavy. I'm not gonna lie. Well, technically wouldn't be offline, but you get what I'm saying. It'll get me more into these game modes that I used to heavily fuck with back in the day.
Any chance my GM online in 2K24?
Not for 2K24, but it is something that we always put at the top of the list. But then one of the things that would, this game is like trying to juggle all of the different improvements that we're making to each mode and the type of impact that it does have online, and so making sure that experience is tight and smooth. So like when we look at like all of the new additions to match types that we made this year, making sure that experience is stable and is fun online is huge for us, right? So unfortunately, some things like my GM being online has to take a back seat to some of these additions, but it is and will remain at the top of the list as something that we want to try to support. Hopefully we will, get it out someday soon in a future release. But
right now for
TK24, it's not.
You don't sound too confident, buddy.
All right, and I gotta ask about the Ultimate Sandbox mode that you guys have in your game that keep people coming back and playing. Universe mode. Every year people are just have like these gigantic wish lists of all these improvements and additions they want to see you guys implement into universe mode. What have you guys done to universe mode this year to make people take a step back and go, oh wow, this is a whole new upgrade that we've never seen before?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a whole new upgrade. I think we have a strong foundation of what we added last year with the rivalry actions, and we added more rivalry actions, like run-ins, Money in the Bank, and also supporting all of these new match types, right, within Universe. I think is extremely important and also difficult for us, right, because of the way that Universe is structured. Trying to get any of that stuff in takes a whole effort from not just the Universe team but the entire game, right? And so any improvements that we try to make throughout the rest of the game, we try to make sure that Universe can accept all that stuff, like with creations, any new additions that we make there, all of that stuff has to work within Universe. And like I said, just expanding on what we added last year with the rivalry actions, double title matches, those are the huge improvements I would say that we focused on for this year, which to me are a welcome addition, and will make Universe feel that much more, I would say, in tune with the rest of the game.
Yeah, I don't really know how it's going to work, but I did notice in the press release you guys mentioned a loser leaves town match in universe mode this year, and that sounds like that could be a lot of fun. I'm not really sure how that's going to play out, but that definitely I raised my eyebrow. I'm like, Blues leave town. That's interesting. That's something I would not have expected to be added this year.
Yeah, it's those things that we try to like every year, like figure out like what's doable within a year's time, along with everything else that we're trying to do. And luckily, that made the list, right? So we're extremely happy about all of the additions that we have in universe and throughout the rest of the game, to be honest.
All right, I don't want to keep.
I was just going to throw this in just because I know,
Yeah.
Matt, you've been covering the game for a long time, and I don't think I've mentioned it yet today, but we have the ramp facing camera is making a return to the franchise.
Oh, nice.
So that is something that players will be able to experience this year as well. It'll be an option that players can turn on and off.
Okay, so once again, we talked about alternate camera angles. In the NBA 2K franchise, you're able to go to multiple different camera views, multiple different camera angles, and we were wondering when we will be able to do this in WWE games. Well, Brian Williams just confirmed once again that there will be alternate camera angles, and that definitely was a pretty cool camera angle that I dearly missed. This is the ramp facing camera angle is from the PS2 era. If any of y'all have played WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, remember that camera angle? Do I have to go pull it up right quick? Look here. This is how the camera looks in WWE 2K23. Okay? And this is how the camera looked in SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. It faced the ramp. Now, whichever camera angle you prefer, you will be able to choose alternate ones. And there you have it. Which one will you be choosing? Let me know in the comments.
Again, like you could back in the day, that's a really neat feature I think people are going to love.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a great point. Especially for Royal Rumble matches, you'll be able to see the entrance. You'll be able to see the superstar running down the ramp in full. That is a great point that he's making. That is a great point.
Yeah, that, and also like with Gauntlet too now, right? So just like seeing like who's coming down the ramp. I would say like to me it's just one of those presentation qualities that you're just like, you just like it changes the look of the game, and it just makes it look a little different in a good way.
And it really does reinforce it. I think one of the things that I love about it is that it makes choosing the arena you fight in that much more important, because now you're seeing the stage area. It's like you're getting that visual. So it's like it matters now which arena I want to compete in. So yeah, I think fans are really going to be happy with that new addition.
Yeah, with the 40 years of WrestleMania showcase, I imagine there's a lot of stages to choose from this year in this game. So that was a very good idea on your guys' part. I don't want to take up any more of your time. I could talk to you guys all day about questions and things I have about this game. But WWE 2K24 coming out March 5th for the deluxe and the Legacy of WrestleMania version, I believe it was called. And then March 8th for the regular edition. Cody Rhodes on the cover of the regular, Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair on the cover of the deluxe, and multiple WWE legends on the cover of the Legend edition. Brian, Lionel, thank you guys so much for your time. I hope to sit down and talk to you guys again soon. And I'm looking forward to trying out WWE 2K24 in March.
Cool. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
But anyways, that about wraps it up for the interview. From everything that you've heard, what do you like? What do you dislike? What would you like to hear? In the meantime, I hope we get a dev spotlight, hopefully. With more news, hopefully we get more interviews from B-Will. We'll see. I definitely am ready. Can't wait to see what's in store. But I definitely want to see some gameplay. 100%. I mean, screenshots, cinematic trailer, Let's get to the core gameplay. don't get it twisted, man. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, whether it's me or any other YouTuber, do not get it twisted. Just because we say that we're looking forward to gameplay, that's not a bad thing, okay? You can't identify somebody as a 2K hater or an anti-2K gamer. You can't identify somebody as that just because they want to see some gameplay. That's a ridiculous take. It sounds really idiotic to even think about that. You know, why would I be sitting here getting mad that they added returning match types? Why would I be mad about that? Why would I be grumpy about that? Why? I never said that. What I'm saying is, what they added is good and all. It looks great on paper. I'm happy about it, but I want to see it in action. That's all. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. I just want to see it in action. It's just like you're buying a TV. It's just like you're buying a new game console. It's just like you're buying a video game in general. Seeing a movie. Trying to figure out which fancy restaurant you want to go to with your girl, whatever. You're going to look at reviews, right? You want to get the experience. You want to experience it firsthand, right? It's common sense. We got to stop this agenda of somebody being a hater of this or this and that because they're not fanboying or parading over a game. It is currently January. The game doesn't even drop till March. We have not seen a lick, an ounce, a single snippet of gameplay. The only thing we've seen is some screenshots. We've got some news, we got some text, we've got an interview, and we've seen a cinematic trailer, but we've not seen any hands-on gameplay. So, calling me and other users haters or complainers or ungrateful for wanting to see gameplay, that's ignorant. We gotta stop that, WGC. You should want better for yourselves, okay? You should want to see gameplay too. Don't tell me that you're absolutely sold on that. Don't tell me that you're parading like it's the best wrestling game ever over that. That's all it took? Is a cinematic trailer? That's all it took? You mean you don't care to see gameplay? You don't care to see anything? Let's say that there was no Royal Rumble event. Let's say that there were no next makers, nothing. Are you satisfied with just that trailer? Are you, WGC? Because if you are, I'm not gonna lie. Let's call a spade a spade. That's fucking pathetic. I'm just keeping it real. But like I said, nonetheless, I'm happy with the news. And I cannot wait to see what's next. This is shaping up to be a very good wrestling game. Potentially a great wrestling game. Potentially the best wrestling game that we have had since 2K14. But it's all going to depend on the core gameplay. It's all going to depend on the bugs and glitches and how fast they attack them. It's all going to depend on these servers. Okay, that's all. I just want to see it in action. Not only hands-on, whether it, with somebody else playing it, or from my own point of view, me holding a controller and booting up 2K24 for myself. I just want to see hands-on gameplay. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. This shouldn't even, why is there even an argument about this? Fucking pointless. Alright? But, anyways, with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share to not only Unsanctioned TV, but also the Off the Top podcast. Hey, we got a couple of the boys right here. We got my boy Brian right here, and we got Ghetto right here. But with that being said, it's Unsanctioned TV, and we out here. One love, God bless. See you in the next one. Peace.